And welcome into the Paul Farrington Show. Paul joined by Jack Weinberger, Robert Ziggy Ziegler, and we are wishing Zach, our executive producer, a speedy recovery. He's a little under the weather today, so we moved the studio. Well, hopefully this works. We're using a running laptop here. Normally we have that high-powered computer. It could be a little bit delayed today. The lag on the video could possibly be an issue, but we're going to hope for the best. It's crowded in this bar.
Hey, we can only exceed expectations.
Yeah,
here.
at this point, because I set the bar so low.
Yeah, I mean, it's a new studio, it's a change.
And of course, with Robert Ziggy Ziegler at the University of Virginia, it's nice to have someone who looks as sharp as Ziggy does to carry the show.
Yeah, he's dressed very nice today.
Somehow, some way.
Teaching days, Paul. Every day I'm teaching.
Ziggy's dressed to impress.
Somehow we've gotten to the Super Bowl here. And, with that comes Super Bowl parties. Jack Ziggy, I don't know if you know, used to host a lot of Super Bowl parties because when we were younger, the Steelers, of course, were always in the Super Bowl. And what did we have? We had the Cardinals Super Bowl, the Packers Super Bowl.
I think, Seahawks, we were young, but I hosted for the Cardinals and the Packers.
Yep. Oh, those are great. Those are great. And I was funny. I was at the gym the other day, and there's these two guys where I'm in the steam room. Haven't been in the steam room in a while. And there's these two guys in there who are, pretty well-built guys, just the three of us. And they start talking about Super Bowl parties. And they don't know each other. They just start talking about Super Bowl parties. And one guy's like, yeah, what's your diet like, man? How do you get that big? Should have really, looked over at me and asked that, but he didn't. And I'm listening to this conversation, and the guys are talking about dipping their chicken barely in barbecue, staying healthy, and stuff like that. And he's like, I cheat a little bit. He's like, I cheat a little bit with a calorie here or there. And I'm sitting back listening. I'm at the gym too. All these fit people around me. I'm like, maybe I should really change up my diet and have a healthy lifestyle here. And then my mind immediately went to this cannoli cake that's in my fridge. I was like, oh my God, I need this cannoli cake. And as these guys are talking about, skimping on like peanut butter or getting the right peanut butter so they don't have sugar, I just left the steam room and went home and had a big piece of cannoli cake.
Well, you know what they say about working out in cannoli?
What?
Leave the guns, take the cannoli.
No, yeah.
I think I might have the biggest gift in the world because my diet might be the worst on the planet. As you see, this is my 7th straight night drinking Carvel, a milkshake. And I've gained maybe 8 pounds in 6th grade. So I don't even, I'll eat what's in front of me.
So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 10,000. We'll see. We'll see when that happens. It's we're chasing it down one person at a time.
It's a shame those Packers lost.
I know. If the Packers were still in it, we might be at 10, 15, 20. Who knows? Please remember to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. You can become a member of our YouTube channel. Apparently someone did that today, which is pretty exciting. The first person who's for some reason pay $5 to subscribe. Yeah. Thanks for doing that.
Appreciate it.
And then after the Super Bowl, we're going to take a quick break, probably like a week or two, get some things organized and come back. And hopefully the show will be better than ever. You can check out the merch store as well, where we're going to have more shirts coming over the next few weeks. So Ziggy, here we are now, Super Bowl, 49ers-Chiefs, rematch from a few years ago. The Chiefs in their 6th Super Bowl ever, 49ers in their 8th. Two franchises that have had a lot of success lately. It's just the 49ers are the one team that can't actually get over the hump. The Chiefs have been winning multiple Super Bowls now. Let me ask you here, when you look at this matchup as the numbers guy on the show, and then the person that I would say is most respected on the show for his football opinions, what matchup are you looking at most specifically to determine the game?
If I've only got to pick one matchup, this might be cheating a little bit, but I'm going to go with it anyway. It is going to be screen offense versus screen defense on both sides of the ball.
See, that's why we go to Ziggy.
Yeah, and here's the reason. Both of these,
you're not going to find that.
I wouldn't give an answer like that ever.
Both of these teams are among the highest in the entire NFL in screen rate. The Chiefs, 16% of their passes are screens. The 49ers a little lower, only about 14%, but still close to the top of the league in what percentage of their passes are screens. Both these teams also have two of the best screen defenses in the league. The Chiefs have the 3rd best. The 49ers have the 7th or 8th best. So you're looking, both of these teams really rely on generating yards after they catch, right? Whether it's Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel or Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce. Like the Chiefs and 49ers both just love getting the ball to players quickly. And it's going to be especially important in this game when you've got elite pass rushers on both sides, right? The 49ers, of course, Nick Bosa, the Chiefs, Chris Jones. So there's just going to be a lot of need to get the ball out quickly. So I'm going to be watching from both teams, getting that screen game established early and seeing what happens.
I would have given some Joe Schmo answer like Patrick Mahomes versus the Niners front. That's what my answer would have been.
Well, it's pretty funny, Ziggy, when you talk about the pass rush, because I would say more people know the 49ers defensive players. More people know Nick Bosa. They know Fred Warner. They know Dre Greenlaw. You could go down the 49ers defense, and there's a lot of stars there. And it's not to say the Chiefs don't have stars. It's just the name recognition isn't as high as you would find in San Francisco. But the Chiefs defense has been the one that has been the most impressive this season of between the two. The Chiefs are arguably, top 3 defense in all of football this year. And I find it so funny when you look back at the 2019 game or the 2020 game that these teams played. It was a game where you had Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense. Sorry, we're looking at my computer here. Yeah, there we go. Charging now.
Battery running low notification.
Yeah, right. The Chiefs offense, though, that year, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, so explosive. 49ers defense that year carried them to the Super Bowl. And it's pretty impressive for both franchises now that that's flipped. And you have the Chiefs defense, which is really leading the way, versus the 49ers offense, which is the third highest scoring offense in all of football. But again, you mentioned like the sacks and pressure on the quarterback and getting the ball out quickly. Brock Purdy took 34 sacks, or the 49ers offense took 34 sacks this year. That was tied for 6th best in football. For the Chiefs defense had the second most sacks in the league at 57. So yeah, I think you're right there when you say that's a matchup to watch.
It's such a luxury too. What is it?
Yeah, we're good.
Like for the sake of the 49ers, right? When you talk about the Chiefs or the Niners taking some sacks and the Chiefs defense being much improved than they have been in recent years, talk about getting the ball out fast. You have one of the best players in the world in McCaffrey right there, which I think is going to be a huge game changer.
Well, he always is. There's a stat right now that the 49ers, when Christian McCaffrey has 75 yards or more in a game on the ground. I know we're talking about the past year, but on the ground, when McCaffrey goes for 75 or more, they're 12-1 on the season. And on the other hand, when the Chiefs allow under 110 yards, they're 7-0 this year. So that McCaffrey matchup, I mean, he is the guy, could have won MVP. I know Brock Purdy was in the conversation for a long time, but McCaffrey's that one running back really in the league right now who is a huge difference maker.
And the thing is too, and I've said this on several occasions talking about San Francisco. We know how good Christian McCaffrey is, but there's not much you can do about it in terms of loading the box to stop him because you have weapons on top of weapons in San Francisco. Whereas the Chiefs, obviously, so much easier said than done. If Travis Kelce isn't having a Travis Kelce type game, I think they're easier to stop than this 49ers team.
Well, you like San Francisco, right?
I like San Fran in the game, yeah.
Well, I was just going to say, Jack, interestingly enough, I think not a lot of people know this. The 49ers faced heavy boxes 66% of the time, 4th in the NFL. They averaged 4.5 yards per carry against heavy boxes. Yeah, light boxes, they faced 28th most in the league, 34%. They averaged 5.5 yards per carry. So it doesn't really matter how many people you put on the inside. Christian McCaffrey tends to get his. And when you're looking at the Kansas City Chiefs, who have one of the worst run defenses in the entire NFL, Chris Jones in particular, as much as he's an elite pass rusher, is a huge run liability. You got to be really worried about what the 49ers run game and that Shanahan scheme is going to be able to do.
The Kansas City rush defense, you said, 4.8 or 4.5 yards per carry allowed this season. That's 28th in the NFL, as you can see now. The Roku background for us here.
Roku.
This dude,
some changes.
We're trying to figure it out here. So
there we go. We're back.
The background. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna turn off this TV. Make it a little easier for us now. We appreciate everyone who's listening through these technical difficulties that we're having. But the Kansas City rush defense has struggled all year, and they actually stepped up last week ago or 2 weeks ago against the Ravens. That Ravens offense, number 1 rushing team in the NFL, 30th in passing. The 49ers, they're the 8th most rushing offense in the league, 32nd in passing. So even though we're talking about different skill sets with Lamar Jackson, they still were able to step up and slow down the Ravens rushing attack, which is a good sign heading into the Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think the Niners as a whole are probably tougher to stop than Baltimore because they're a little more three-dimensional to me. But yeah, I'm taking nothing away from what they did in that game.
So you are picking, though. You're picking the 49ers to win the game.
I'm picking San Fran. I do like the revenge narrative. I mean, they had this game won a couple years ago. George Kittle standing on that sideline saying, "I'll be back here with vengeance." I mean, it's the same players. And I do think the Niners on both sides of the ball, as a team as a whole, are more talented and better than the Chiefs are.
Okay. And Ziggy, do you agree with Jack?
It's tough for me not to take the best player in the game. I mean, look, all of the evidence seems to point towards the 49ers, right? The Chiefs love playing man coverage. 49ers are the best team against man coverage in the entire NFL. Chiefs run at the fifth most. The Chiefs have a huge vulnerability on run defense. The 49ers have one of the best run games. Brock Purdy has been very good against the blitz. He's been one of the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL. Second best in EPA per play when not blitz, best in EPA when blitzed. That's actually twice as good against the blitz versus not. So, and of course, Steve Spagnuolo, as everyone knows, loves the blitz, fourth highest rate in the NFL. But you just get, as much as the numbers say, pick the 49ers, pick the 49ers, pick the 49ers. Sometimes you just get a feeling in the back of your head. And I'm not usually the guy to say this, right? You guys, you certainly know that. If you're a longtime listener, you know I don't usually talk like this.
You hate feelings and vibes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm more feelings and vibes.
Patrick Mahomes was barely a favorite against Miami. We saw how that went. Then he was a dog against Buffalo. Then he was a dog against Baltimore. You're telling me for the third game in a row, we can bet on the best quarterback in football?
Did we lose him?
Wait,
as an underdog? Ain't no way. Oh, did we freeze up? Oh,
no, you're back now.
There is no way that Patrick Mahomes is letting Brock Purdy beat him in a Super Bowl.
So you know what they say, my friend? Third time's a charm. I bet against the Chiefs in Buffalo. I lost.
Oh, so you're applying this to yourself.
I bet against the Chiefs in Baltimore. I lost. I'm betting against the Chiefs again, and I'll win the war.
I've actually really enjoyed with Kansas City this season, seeing them embrace the villain role in the NFL. And I've compared them a couple times to the Golden State Warriors. I haven't seen that comparison made too much. But when you look at Patrick Mahomes, Steph Curry, these are guys who are very likable, I think. They're great competitors and just really damn good at what they do. And the more that they win, the more success that the Warriors had, the more success that the Chiefs had. Naturally, you get people who start to root against them and want to see someone else take the crown. And as this year's gone on, Travis Kelce even mentioned it on the McAfee show that the Chiefs have embraced becoming the villain of the NFL. And when you win so much, you kind of need something to latch on to really motivate you to go to the next level again. I mean, I know these are NFL players who are always going out there with the incentive to win. Yeah. But I think that extra motivation this year, that's what I think they're digging into is, okay, you know what? People don't think we were very good this year. They're tired of seeing us winning. Let's grab onto this and go win the whole thing. I like Kansas City. When it comes down to it, do I trust Purdy or Mahomes at the end of the game? Despite the weapons the 49ers have, I want Patrick Mahomes to have the football. And I don't think that's a crazy thing.
I'm going to tell you one thing that Andy Reid absolutely has to figure out if they're going to win this game. How to run the ball against a light box. The Chiefs are actually better running the ball against heavier boxes in yards per carry, EPA per rush, success percentage, explosive run percentage, and tackle for loss percentage compared to light boxes. I'm serious. Light boxes, 3.6 yards per carry. Heavy boxes, 4.4. Success rate on light boxes, 28%. Success rate on heavy, 40%. Somehow Pacheco in this run game, they can only get going when there's a bunch of guys in their face. And the 49ers, of course, love light boxes.
Ziggy, can you just explain for people who might not know the difference between a light and a heavy box?
So basically, a light box is when you've got 6 players or fewer sort of within the tackle box. Mm-hmm. Heavy box is when you have 7 or more. Basically, the question is, as a defense, you've got you have 1 extra player versus the quarterback. The question is, are you putting them inside the tackle box or further back in coverage?
Yeah. So that is a weird stat. And it's fun. It's something we haven't really mentioned too much these two coaches, Andy Reid and Kyle Shanahan, arguably the two best offensive minds in football, even though they're not that close in age. They're just two great minds. So that matchup, that chess matchup against two good defenses is going to be fun to watch the entire game. I think it's a great Super Bowl. I don't know when you started the playoffs, how many Super Bowl matchups you could have that are more desirable than this one.
Yeah, this is when all is said and done and it boils down. These are probably the two best teams in football. I mean, not the matchup a lot of people wanted. People like to see change, but
I like this. I think this is fun.
This is going to be a fantastic game.
I liked it actually more than Detroit too, even though Detroit's great story.
Yeah,
I think this game is better.
I think Kansas City would have beaten Detroit like relatively easily.
All right, this is going to be a good one. Let's do a little bit of prop bets here. We're going to throw Jack on the hot seat. I found about 21 questions. We'll rapid fire these.
Hot seat for a hot man.
I like it. Yeah, right. Yeah. I love doing these bets with friends when you go down the prop sheet and just see who can pick more of the random things that are going to happen in the game. And Jack actually says that he has a lock for the Gatorade color. So we're going to have to check and make sure here. When we come back, we'll see how many you got right in the reaction show. But are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Okay. The national anthem, will it be over or under 90.5 seconds?
Life's too short to bet the under. You got to go over. They're going to milk that.
Who is singing? I can't remember. I just saw the girl who's singing it. She's never sang it over 1 minute and 23 seconds.
She's got to have like some relative like milk it like home of the brave.
Okay, we'll keep going. Over. The coin toss, heads or tails?
Tails.
54% people on heads right now. Will the opening kickoff result in a touchback?
Yes.
What will be
the result?
Booted
into the end zone.
What will be the result of the opening drive? Touchdown, field goal, punt, or other?
Niners take it, march on the field, 7-0 touchdown.
What? All right. An exact prediction. What will be the first turnover of the game? Fumble, interception, or turnover on downs?
Pacheco fumble.
I love how specific you are. Pacheco fumble, not just a fumble. Which team will score first?
San Francisco.
Which team will reach 10 points first?
San Francisco.
Which quarterback will throw the first passing touchdown?
Brock Purdy.
Will either team score in the final 2 minutes of the first half?
Yes.
Okay. How many songs will Usher perform at halftime? Over, under 8.5?
Under.
Can you name 5 Usher songs?
Scream is the best Usher song. That's about all I know.
Will Ludacris make an appearance at halftime?
No.
How many players will attempt to pass? Over, under 2.5?
Over. Oh, for sure. Definitely over. That's a lock. Over.
If Antoine Randall is in this game, do you set the line at 3.5?
Yes. Because that's automatic.
Will there be a missed field goal?
No. Indoors. No.
Who will finish with more passing yards, Purdy or Mahomes?
Purdy.
More rushing yards, McCaffrey, Pacheco?
McCaffrey.
More receiving yards, Debo, Ayuk, or Kelce?
Kelce.
Who will win Super Bowl 58?
The Niners.
A few more here. How many points will be scored? Over, under 47?
Under.
This is the one we're waiting for. What Gatorade color will be poured on the winning coach?
All right, so everyone's thinking red, right? Niners, Chiefs, Taylor Swift, red. Red's a public answer. But you're in Sin City. You're in Las Vegas. We're thinking casinos, betting, money. Money's green. Got to stay in the green.
Horrible.
You got to get in the green. The Gatorade color in Las Vegas, in Sin City,
wait.
at plus 380 is green.
Wait. When you say green, is that like the green yellow?
No, green. Yellow's a different answer. Green's plus
yellow's a different answer.
Yeah, green's
what flavor is green?
I don't know. I just see
that's horrible.
Green's plus 380. That's a lock.
I've seen some people say that the yellow Gatorade is green too. I mean, there must be a ton of colorblind people on this planet.
On FanDuel,
so there's a distinction from the lemon lime versus you're just talking like straight lime or whatever.
Green is plus 380.
Have you ever seen anyone drink green Gatorade?
Has Super Bowl ever been in Vegas?
No. Have you seen someone drink green Gatorade?
I drink green Gatorade. Green Gatorade's good.
I go blue.
Blue. Vegas, green.
All right, who's winning Super Bowl 58 MVP? Brock Purdy, Mahomes, or other?
I like
If you got the Niners, you gotta.
Yeah, I like. It's not gonna be an offensive player. I think somebody gets a big interception late. I'm gonna go Fred Warner.
Fred Warner. That's wow.
A few sacks, maybe a little pick.
I thought you'd go McCaffrey if you weren't gonna go Purdy.
No, that's too square.
Ziggy's furious about this entire.
Wait, who's the Niners' number 1 corner? Oh, an old Chief, right? Ward.
Yeah,
he's getting a big pick six. Ward, and he's MVP.
Will Travis Kelce propose to Taylor Swift after the game? Final one. I think that's a horrendous. How about this one? I saw Will Taylor Swift cry?
Can I give people an actual football prop backed by logic here?
Sure, go for it.
So I was shocked to see this. I opened up my not unsponsored gambling app, and I saw the over under for Brandon Ayuk was set at 60 and a half yards. The Chiefs have given up more than 60 yards to a wide receiver one once this season. 73 to Devontae Adams. Let me just tell you some notable wide receiver ones and their stat lines against the Chiefs, all right?
Wait. Is Brandon Ayuk even the number one for the 49ers?
Yeah, he's their number one receiver.
Okay.
Here's some notable number one receivers and their stat lines. Ridley, 32 yards, 0 touchdowns. DJ Moore, 41 yards, 0 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson, 28 yards, 0 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill, 62 yards, 0 touchdowns. AJ Brown, 8 yards, 0 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs, 24 yards, 0 touchdowns. Devontae Adams, 4 yards, 0 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs, 21 yards, 0 touchdowns. Brandon Ayuk is better than maybe one person on that list. He's better than one person on that list, but those are some of the best receivers in the NFL. They're giving him 60 yards? It's outrageous.
So what I'm hearing is Debo is about to cook.
What I'm hearing is take the Christian McCaffrey over on overall purpose and Brandon Ayuk under receiving. That's what I'm saying.
This is the Taylor Swift effect. At Caesars, Travis Kelce, anytime touchdown score at minus 105 has more wagers than the 49ers money line and spread combined. That's nuts.
Travis, he's a guarantee to score. I mean, he'll score for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy when they put it in the end zone. But man, that's a lot more than the 49ers
money
line
that's
and spread.